Hello, this is DJ April Showers and Lady of Leisure, and our host DJ Spider Man is working, and he's working crazy hours, and we do miss him, but we do understand that he has to work because Lord knows everybody needs to work. Let me play our video clip, and
Wanna get you right now. It's take me like heart don't speak so God splash on my brain. Wanna get you down.
okay.
Thank you, B Sparrow. I
So
love that intro. I love that intro.
yes, that was beautiful. Very
Yeah.
beautiful. So if you want to, the first thing we're going to do, and we want to say hello and welcome to our audience. We are very sorry. We've been away. We've been dealing with health issues and all other issues. And we're going to start off. The first thing we will talk about is the jury selection process that's going on for Derek Chauvin, the cop killer, murderer of George Floyd. And yes, I say the cop killer / murderer of George Floyd because that's what he did. He's a cop killer and he murdered him. And yes, that's how I will define him because that's how they defined our black men when they kill somebody. They go direct to what they think they have done. Okay, go ahead, Lady Alicia.
Well, you guys know I'm still in the hospital. I'm doing well though, and I haven't really been on top of things the way that I normally am. So I know a little bit about what's going on in the Chauvin trial. I know that the trial was delayed because of the appellate court in Minnesota reversing a decision to charge him with third-degree murder. But even though the trial date was delayed, they've still gone forward with the process of choosing jurors. Now, I believe as of yesterday, they had solidified 3 jurors and eliminated 3 jurors. So they have 3 jurors for the jury pool. And that jury selection process is going forward. And I think that's as it should be. Because the trial is delayed because of the verdict, it doesn't have to delay, the entire process because they're expecting for this trial to move forward. Therefore, they're moving forward with everything else.
21082. Hold on, everybody.
Who are you calling on the show, April?
Hello.
April. I love this. Okay. As I was saying, I think that everything should move forward because they delayed the trial. That doesn't mean the trial isn't going to happen for months or several weeks. So I think that, the process should move forward. And I really don't have a problem with it. I seriously doubt if they're going to charge him with the third-degree murder, even though the appellate court has said that there's no reason why he shouldn't be charged with it. I don't think they're going to charge him with it. So I really don't see, and even if they do charge him with it, I don't see any reason why the jury process should be prolonged, because they're not going to give the jury instructions, specific instructions, until the trial. So whatever the charges are, they're going to instruct the jury on those charges. So, you know, there's really no point in delaying that, in my opinion. What else did we have? Oh, I didn't say I want to thank you guys.
Derek Chauvin, they're going through the jury process selection. And how many have they picked so far? Do you know?
Yeah, they chose 3. Do you hear me, April?
Yes, I can hear you. You said
okay.
they chose 3.
They've chosen 3 and they've rejected 3.
Okay. All right. And I'm pretty sure they're showing this on Court TV. So
Are they?
I don't know.
I don't either, because I don't even watch Court TV. It's, you know, it's dramatic, and I don't even watch it.
Hello, respect my opinion. Yeah, this will be interesting. And yes, I watch Court TV because they have actual lawyers. I won't watch YouTube to have people that don't have law degrees or paralegals to give me any information about any case. I don't respect jailhouse lawyers.
Okay, well, all right, well, okay then.
All right.
All right,
Put it like this. I respect you. I respect your opinions and viewpoints, but it wouldn't hold up in court. I need people that can give me advice that can hold up in court. So I guess that's what I should say. So again, I rephrase what I said. You jailhouse lawyers, some of you are very smart and intelligent. Don't get me wrong. But I respect you. And so by any means, do what you need to do.
I just want to say this: if jailhouse lawyers were so good, they wouldn't be in jail. And I'm gonna leave that there.
Well, most of them become jailhouse lawyers once they get in jail.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But if they knew so much, they'd be out. They'd get themselves out, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate clients that have jailhouse lawyers, but my buddy, he been there 13 years and he been studying the law, and he said you could do this and you could file this motion. I hate that. Then go let your buddy get your ass out of jail. And don't pay me, you know? And don't get me wrong, I absolutely respect the grind. I respect the fact that they study the law and that they learn about it. I really do. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, reading the law, knowing the law, and applying it in a courtroom are 2 different things. You know, there are several case laws and several motions and all of that just because you can file don't mean that you should.
Yeah.
Because there's some
the people that sit here and listen. Hey, respect my opinion. Oh, yes, it is. Respect my opinion. Full of fake lawyers and fake judiciary officials.
Girl, yes.
Every day. Yeah. Ain't nothing, none of these people on YouTube can tell me about any case. I have my lawyers that tell me what I need to know. Yeah. And an opinion is just an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody has one.
And an opinion is just that. It's an opinion.
Exactly. And everybody has one.
Legally.
And everybody's entitled to have one.
Yeah.
But that, you know, that doesn't make it factual or legal, you know?
It's an opinion.
Exactly. It's like the truth.
Not legal standing.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I said this to my daughter earlier.
Yeah.
An opinion is like the truth. It's subject to what you believe. And people argue with me over that and say, the truth is fact. No, the truth is not a fact. The truth is subject to belief. If you believe it to be, then it's true to you. That doesn't make it factual. That just makes it true to you. So the truth really is subject to your belief. You know, if you believe something about me and you don't even know me, and that's what you believe, and nobody's going to change your mind, then that's your truth. Don't make it fact, but it's true to you.
You're right. Yeah.
So, you know, the truth is truly subject to belief. And everybody has their own. An opinion is the same. Everyone has their own. They're entitled to it. That doesn't make it factual, doesn't make it legal. It's just your opinion. Yeah. And it is perfectly fine to have one. We all do.
But will it hold up in court? If it cannot hold up in court, you know.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about, you know, a case.
Yeah.
You know, opinions, rhetoric, rumor, feelings, you know, he say, she say, you know, illegal gotten tapes.
Oh, God. Girl.
You know, motherfuckers just taping people all willy-nilly, all that shit illegal in this state.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of the states that they do it in, you know, all of that, none of it is going to get inside the courtroom. None of it.
No. And
you know, all of the theories, all the conspiracy theories, all the setup theories, like, I'm so over it. Aren't you guys over it?
I am. I can't wait to R. Kelly. You know, the people that know R. Kelly.
Like they recycle the theories. Yeah. Now they're back to shit they said 2 years ago. They run out of theories and they say, okay, we went through A, B, C, D, E, and F, and we ain't got no more. Let's go back to A, and we're going to put a twist on A, and we're going to recycle that shit and put it back out there. Like, please, guys, cut it out already. Like, really, cut it out already.
Yeah. And like I said, I know Rob is not the monster that people say. That's I would have to agree with Miss Valencia Love when she was on. That's not the man that she knows. And I really respected her when she said that people should respect each other. The ones that don't know him, y'all don't know him. Like, why are y'all doing all of this? But in other words, saying she wasn't there, she's not going to say what happened because she was not there. And I respect her with that. Hold on, this is my aunt.
And mute your mic, April. And you know what? I respect everybody's opinion. But again, you know, in terms of Rob and those who knew him, there are clearly those who knew him as something other than the wonderful guy that you knew him as, you know, and I feel that that respect should go both ways. You want people to respect the person that you knew because he wasn't the monster that people are making him out to be. But what about the people who only knew him as a monster, who didn't know that great guy that you knew? Can you respect their opinion of the monster? You know, I mean, I can completely see both sides because, you know, I've been in that situation and I really do get it. I really do get it. I've been in that situation of knowing a person who was a monster, but not knowing the monster.
You'll be all right, 'cause I am.
But having to come to terms with, he was absolutely the monster. He was a serial killer, a serial molester.
Mhm.
But I didn't know that person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I knew the great guy.
Hey, Ebony. Yeah. And I know a great man.
Hey,
You know,
Ebony, exactly.
I
But
know a
now,
great person, not a monster.
right,
Like I said, you know, doesn't matter. I'm still supporting him. But
right.
I really don't want to hear all of the conspiracy theories anymore. If can't nobody get no charges reduced for him or make the charges disappear, I really don't want to hear anything. But I will be marching on March 19th to 20th. I'm gonna be stepping in the name of love for Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly. So come join me. And then the next month there will be another rally. So I will be always marching in support for him, always. So um, that's about it because the only thing we can do is just really wait till his trial starts too, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah,
What
my
we
opinion.
can do,
Yeah.
what we can do is just respect each other's opinion, respect each other's position, discuss them if we can, like adults,
Yeah.
and if we can't, don't freaking attack. Like, the attack is whack. Like, why?
Yeah, they want to change the paperwork. They want to change the indictments. I said, "Oh my God,
Wait a
Lord!"
minute. Wait. What do you mean they want to change the paperwork
Girl,
and
they
change the
want to
indictment?
interpret them the way they want to interpret them. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I've heard
Yeah,
that. I've heard that a time or two, and it
yeah,
makes my blood boil knowing the law for people to say, and this means blah 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 blah. No, the hell it doesn't. That's not at
yeah,
all what it means.
yeah, yeah. But
So yeah, that bothers me too when they put their interpretation of the law into something and that's not at all
right.
what it means. Yeah, that bothers me. And then, and what bothers me even more is all the people that go, yep, you right, you right. No, you're wrong. It's two fucking left shoes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what bothers me because I would think that if you were a real supporter, that you would be giving the rest of the supporters accurate information.
Yeah.
Just give them accurate information. You don't have to agree with it, just give them accurate information. And it's sad that they don't get that. They don't get accurate information, They get conspiracy theories and opinions and false interpretations and it's really sad. It's really sad. And I don't even know if a lot of them do it for money. It's sad for me to think it's those many stupid people out here. Like, really.
Yeah. Talking about Andrea, the setup, Demetrius, all of that stuff, that's not going, those are just theories.
Yeah, they're just theories because everybody wants to go back, but nobody wants to go back far enough. Because before his wife, Andrea, was Aaliyah.
Yeah. And they swear up and down that marriage didn't happen, but it happened. Yeah.
Right. He didn't marry her. Yes, the fuck he did.
Yeah.
His lawyers have told you he did.
Yeah.
The Cook County Clerk's Office have told you he did. But you swear that the document is fake. Even though the clerk's office has come out and told you it's valid, you still swear it's fake.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just that,
Yeah.
it's okay. It is okay if you want to deny reality. That is totally fine. Deny reality if you choose to. But don't try to convince me to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, I'm supporting him no matter what. So
and if that's your position,
yeah,
that's fine
no matter
too.
what.
Let that be your position.
Say.
I don't give a damn if he's guilty or innocent. That's not the man I knew. I'm gonna support him either way this shit go down. I can respect that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah. And that's my position. So and I don't care who likes it.
Respect my opinion. Say inaccurate information is the new normal. Yeah, that's just like those alternate facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's get down to, I want to know who watched Oprah. Y'all know I'm no Oprah fan. Who watched the interview of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry with Oprah? Y'all are not gonna like my opinion. Not one bit.
I watched the interview.
I watched the interview.
Meghan Markle.
I watched the majority of the interview.
I was very saddened. I really felt sorry for Prince Harry. I believe Prince Harry. She
felt sorry for the prince.
Yes, because he fell in love with a with a interracial woman, and they were concerned about if their child would be black. And I think Prince Harry is a replica of his mother, Princess Diana. And I love Princess Diana. She was a beautiful woman to me. Okay. And she was a loving woman, a young woman. And I also feel like the Queen had her killed. And I believe that's why Prince Harry got his family the hell up out of England, because they were going to probably kill them over there. That's how I feel.
I want to talk about sensationalism.
And then Meghan Markle, which she is another woman that really didn't identify too much with being black, but did not put the black race down because it was a beautiful wedding. She incorporated blacks and whites.
Well, she kind of didn't have a choice. I don't know that she incorporated black and white. I ain't seen no black friends.
I'm talking about
I'm saying.
At her wedding.
I haven't seen. Who was at a wedding?
A black choir.
Oh, them weren't her friends.
Well, no, but she incorporated.
Okay. I can have a white choir. I could go and hire a white choir. What that mean?
But she incorporated the black race into her wedding ceremony. So I will give her that much credit.
Okay. See, that means absolutely nothing to me. Because that doesn't solidify your connection with the black community. Where your black friends at? Where your black school? Where the black hood you grew up in? I don't know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Here's how I feel. You met the man, you wanted the man. I believe they got married because she was pregnant. That's what I believe. Okay?
Okay.
I believe they got married because she was pregnant. I think that she agreed to all that shit to get married, that she had no intention of complying with all of the rules and regulations. I think she agreed to it to get married, to get her man, and then, you know, she made this shit up, or maybe not made it up. She embellished it to leave. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. Because when she did it, when they said she would have to leave acting, let me tell you something about artists. Artists have to be artists. They have to be. It's like it's born in them. It is a God-given goddamn talent. You know, just like breathing. You stop breathing, what happens? You're dead. You know, artists, regardless of whether they're actors or singers or musicians, they have to be artists. And I never believed for 1 second that she was going to give up acting when she had just solidified the role that made her famous.
Okay.
Like, I just didn't believe that. And I think that she, like I said, she went there, she did what she did. It wasn't the life for her. She knew early on she could not commit to that lifestyle. And, you know, they started making plans to get out of that lifestyle. Now she's back in the United States. She's been back. Well, first they went to Canada.
Yeah.
And see, you have to kind of look at the sequence of events. She goes to Canada. Canada don't want their ass. They let them know straight up they don't want them there. You know, they have some issues in Canada. They go to Canada.
Okay.
Hey, Sonny. And they try to buy their way. And they like, we don't want your damn money. You know, you're traitors. Take your ass back and suck it up. Okay, so they leave Canada, come to the United States. Now they get here. And you know, people were genuinely happy, as they are, when any piece of a Black person breaks the ceiling. You understand? People are genuinely happy for that. And people were genuinely happy that, you know, she broke the ceiling over there and became the first goddamn duchess. But what they do, they let her know in the door how Black she was. You're not getting this. You're not getting that. You're never going to have this. So she knew all of this before she married Harry. She knew it all. It wasn't a surprise to her. She knew all of this. So she comes back to the United States. Now she needs to get back in the good graces of the United States and Black people, because, you know, Black is in Hollywood right now. You know what I'm saying? It's in Hollywood. Everybody's pulling for the Black actress, the Black artist. Everybody's pulling for the Black person. You know, people giving up their jobs so the person who, you know, the Black people can have it, or whatever ethnicity you are, you should have that role. You know, why the hell should an Asian be playing a Puerto Rican girl? Or why should a white girl be playing a Puerto Rican girl?
Okay.
So I think that Megan is using keywords and phrases that she knows will incite.
Hey, suburban girl, I'm ready to see y'all next week. Yeah.
Not only Black people, but all people. Because she comes out and she says they wanted to know how dark his skin would be. Now, and Oprah's sitting up there. I can't stand Oprah with her fucking mouth hanging open like that's a shock. That ain't no damn shock. Who? Yes, she was. Yes, Sonny B. She was a young lady. Who in the world was it a shock to that they wanted to know if the baby would be light or dark? That's no shock to anybody. That's the first goddamn question that's asked in any interracial family. Is it or is it not? Y'all know y'all Black. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I wonder if he gonna be light. I wonder if he gonna have good hair. That's them the first fucking question. Ain't nobody shocked by that.
That is
Nobody.
true. You do be wondering how the mixed babies gonna look.
You damn right they do. That is a common ass question in the Black goddamn community of an interracial child.
Mm-hmm.
They skin color, they hair, and them damn ass. That's all.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be polite over here, Sonny.
You ain't gotta be polite.
You ain't gotta be
Don't
polite.
forget to join us next week, March 19th and 20th. I'm gonna be stepping in the name of love for Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly. I love him no matter what.
All right.
Okay. I'll be doing that commercial throughout the show. Okay.
Parts of Megan's story. I had empathy for. I had none when it came to what she claimed about her child. I had none. Because damn it, had you been Black, that wouldn't have been a shock to you neither. Had you lived a Black lifestyle, them wondering about your baby skin color, that wouldn't have been a shock. It would not have even been insulting. You know, it would not have even been insulting.
Well, I know I got a lot of people that
you know, it's just like when my granddaughter was born and her dad's Philippine, she gonna have slant eyes? God damn it, that's the question. We just want to know.
They like, leave that mess over there. The United States, we already got enough problems with y'all bringing y'all mess over here.
Right, but see, they're trying to get support because see, they done fucked up everywhere they went. They're trying to get support, and they're bringing out all this shit to get support. Because damn, when you exiled yourself, bitch, you was a princess, a real one. How you fucked that up so quick? You know, I knew damn well Megan could not live by the strict rules of the Brits. I knew that. I knew that. And she knew it too. And you know, it's sad because I do feel bad for Harry because he doesn't see the con.
Okay.
You know, Harry doesn't know that he's been conned because he too don't have a connection to the Black community. I hate that he has given up his lifestyle, his legacy, For her, I do. I hate it. Because I think that, well, I know because he's shown that before he got with her. You know, Harry did Harry. He didn't give a damn what the Brits thought. Harry was partying, okay?
Yeah.
Harry was dropping his drawers. You know, Harry was doing Harry.
And
Harry
boy,
didn't give a
she
damn.
whipped it on him. She whipped it on him and she got him. Because she was nothing of what they expected a prince to be. She was mixed, divorced, and she got him.
And you never even knew that she had been divorced until they were together.
Wow.
That's something she never, ever mentioned publicly, ever. You know, that's something she never mentioned. They revealed that when she got engaged to Harry. Never mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I feel bad for Harry because 5-10 years from now, if not sooner, Harry's going to see this for what it was. And he is going to regret turning his back on his heritage, on his legacy.
Yeah.
And he's going to realize that his grandmother, his uncle, his brothers, that's his family. That's his family.
How that's family and they killed his mother.
That's your belief, and I'm going to let you have it. I don't believe that. I have never believed that. Because here's the thing. If anybody killed his mother, it was his daddy. That's still his damn daddy.
Okay.
The only one who had any motive to kill her was his father. She wanted a divorce. They said no. You know, she knew he had been having a relationship with his current wife the entire time he was with her. Well, she found out. She didn't know when she got married, but she knew immediately after.
Okay.
They didn't want him to marry her because she was too old to have children. They wanted heirs. So, and they wanted male heirs. Diana was young. They thought she could be manipulated and formed into what they wanted her to be. She grew up. She knew who she was. And she said, I ain't doing this shit. I got a husband that's living with a whole woman every damn day of the week. So, like I said, if anyone killed her, it was his father. That's still his father, regardless. His brother is still his brother. And they say that his grandmother, as hard as we think the queen is, everybody says she's the nicest one of all. Diana said the same thing. They had their differences, but she was loving to her. Meghan said the same thing. Now, are they just saying this because they don't want to reap the wrath of the queen? I don't know. But I think that if anyone, I mean, the queen didn't have no reason to kill her. Wasn't her damn wife. She didn't have to be bothered with her at all.
Read Sunny B's comment.
Diana couldn't be seen to have a relationship with Dottie being Egyptian. Well, I don't think that was it, because she had been seen with Dottie and everybody knew they were in a relationship and everybody knew he was Egyptian. So I don't believe that was it at all. I don't believe that was it. I believe that, as they stated to her before, they absolutely rejected the fact of her divorcing Charles. I don't think they had a problem with Charles divorcing her. They absolutely said no to her divorcing Charles. Of course, Charles wanted a divorce. He had the young wife, he had the 2 heirs. He could get rid of her ass and go be with the woman he had been with for 30 years, which is the chick he married to now. Look more like a damn man than he do. I don't even know her damn name. But you know, that is all that Harry knows. That's all he's ever known. He, you know, that is his legacy. That is his life. He's going to realize that 5-10 years from now, that Meghan was just a phase of life. And I say that because that's what things are that happen and end. It's just something that was supposed to be during that phase of your life. And he's going to kick himself for turning his back on all of it. For somebody who hasn't turned her back on anything that she wanted, she got everything she wants. She gave up zero. She gave up nothing. She got Ching. She pregnant with Chang. Like, what the fuck did she give up?
Exactly.
Her mama was there. You know, she had her mother every step of the way, her friends. She gave up absolutely nothing. He has given up everything. And when it comes to an end, and it will come to an end, I may not live to see it, that marriage will come to an end. Then what? Because I can guarantee you Meghan ain't mending no fences. Ain't her damn family. They wasn't giving her shit. What do she care?
Yeah, Sonny B. Diana was a beautiful, caring lady. Now check this out. T.I. and Tiny, you got 6 more women that have come out now.
I heard that. I don't see these 6 women. I don't see their names. I don't see anything but people claiming there are 6 more women. So I can't give that any credit until somebody name me these 6 women. Show me these 6 women. Show me an indictment. Show me anybody from the authority saying there is an actual investigation. I don't see any of that. And until I do, I'm going to reserve my opinion. Sonny B says, yes, but it wasn't a good look for the royals. Such a horrible situation. Diana was a beautiful, caring lady. She was. But you got to understand, when Diana married Charles, she was just a kid. She was a teen. And I pride her for growing up quick and well. You know, because she didn't want her sons to live a life that was so privileged that they felt that they were privileged.
Hey,
You know.
ladies. Hey, Phoenix Rising.
Hey, Phoenix.
Did you want to come on? Have you been following the jury process selection of Derek Chauvin, Phoenix Rising? Because I haven't. If somebody can give us some insight of what they've been showing on TV.
Girl, I'm in the hospital. I still don't watch
And
TV.
Lady
I just
Alicia is
can't
in
do
the
it.
hospital. I've had a sick uncle. And then, of course, I'm ill myself. And so I've been like really out of touch with what's going on. But I did watch the interview with Oprah did that Oprah did with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I
Yeah,
don't
I watched it too.
Oprah.
I watched most of it. I gotta say, I kind of dipped out after Harry came on. You
Yeah.
know. But I did watch a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched the news. I did read a couple articles on Derek Chauvin, the murderer of George Floyd. I did read a little bit about that, but I'm in the hospital. I'm gonna be here I've been
Yeah.
here a minute.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
be
I
here for
wonder
a minute
what kind
more.
of questions are they asking. I guess that's what I need to find out in the jury selection process. Yeah.
Oh, you want to know what kind of questions they're asking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Potential jurors. So
I
I
don't
need to
know.
research that for the show tomorrow because we're
Yeah.
about today. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody has a jury questionnaire. Somebody grab that jury questionnaire and send it to us.
Mhm. Yes.
I'm sure somebody has the jury questionnaire. Can we get a copy of that, please?
I wonder if we can Google it. Would it be on Google?
I doubt it, but we can try.
Okay.
We can definitely try.
Mhm.
It may be, who knows? Google is a wonderful thing sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know much about it. I know, again, like I stated earlier, the trial had been postponed. Um, they appealed the decision to not charge him with third-degree murder. That appeal was granted. Um, excuse me, they went forward with the jury process, and so far they have solidified 3 jurors and rejected 3 jurors. So that's all I know. I haven't been following it. I probably won't follow it because I believe that it's just going to be more of the same as it is, whenever cops kill Black people, they never get the justice that we deserve, you know?
So they have 5 jurors so far. I'm going to share the screen that that I just Googled. Um, yeah, she's Lady Alicia. Everybody wants to know how long you've been in the hospital. So
I have been here. I came on the 27th of February. So I've been here since the 27th of February. So a couple of weeks or so. And I'll be here for
okay, can you see the screen?
some time. I do see the screen, April. Let me see if I can blow it up. Okay, let's look at
Okay.
that.
Can you blow it up? Because I wanted to
Okay.
highlight
This
that.
is this is
Okay.
talking about, okay, it says in Minneapolis, jury selection continued Wednesday in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin in a case that rocked the country and spurred worldwide protest after George Floyd's death. No, after his fucking murder. Say that, after George Floyd's murder, okay? The court continued hearing from more potential jurors, questioning them about their knowledge of the case, the protest, and Floyd's death, and asking whether they could set aside any existing opinions to serve impartially. So there you go. I guess that's some of the questions that they asked, April. Um, their knowledge of the
Okay.
case, of the protest, of what happened surrounding George Floyd's death, and if they could put aside any existing opinions. Like, how can you really put aside that videotape? How can you set that aside when here's a man kneeling on his neck? Here is an entire group of people, not black, all types of people telling him, you're killing him, get off his neck. How can you set that aside to be impartial? And you know, I was a court, I'm an officer of the court, and I couldn't be impartial. And I would have to be honest, no, I can't be impartial. I would not be a juror because I don't see how anyone can look at that tape and see anything other than what everyone saw. You killed that man while everybody begged you, begged you.
Okay. Read the next paragraph.
The proceedings were partially disrupted after Minnesota Supreme Court rejected an appeal by Chauvin, which could result in him facing an additional murder charge in Floyd's death. You got to scroll up.
Okay. Now, listen to this, you guys, what she's getting ready to read now, because this is very important. And this is how I feel like some of the people that might serve on the R. Kelly case might feel.
Thus far, 5 jurors have been chosen, 4 men, 1 woman. A few seemed eager, others fearful, some expressing safety concerns about serving on such a high profile and divisive case, especially if their identity became public.
Now, people, do you understand why they have anonymous juries sometimes?
Well, that's mainly the reason. The main reason you have an anonymous jury is because you're concerned for their safety. That's the main reason. You know? Yeah, that's why you have an anonymous jury. But I'm going to tell you what I read here, what concerns me. Why 4 men and only 1 woman? And nobody gave us the race of these men and women.
Keep reading. It's on there.
Okay.
Keep reading.
Chauvin is charged with second-degree murder and manslaughter in the death of Floyd. In May, prosecutors contended Floyd was killed by Chauvin's knee, compressed against. Wait a minute, I can't see this. Let me blow it up some more. Okay, there we go. Hang on, guys. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, you got to scroll up some more because it went back to where I was.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Yeah, compressed against Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes while he was handcuffed and pinned to the pavement. 3 weeks have been set aside to choose the jury. Opening statements are scheduled for March 29th. Latest updates. A total of 5 jurors have been chosen to serve thus far. They include a black man who immigrated to the U.S. from Africa, and wouldn't have been on my
Right.
jury. 3 white men and the woman of color. What the fuck that mean?
Woman
What's
of
a
color
woman of
could
color?
be anything. Yeah.
Because white people consider Asians people of color. What the fuck is a woman of color? She a chameleon? What the fuck is she? She Mexican? She Puerto Rican? What the hell is she? A woman of color is anything that ain't white to white people. Yeah, see, I don't like the jury selection at all as it stands right now. Now, what I read today said that
You got to
out
finish
of
reading
the
it now.
okay, I'm sorry, you're right. They were vetted about whether they'd seen the footage of Chauvin restraining Floyd, their perception of police officers, and various advocate groups such as Black Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter. Hennepin County District Judge Peter Cahill and lawyers asked potential jurors about their previous knowledge of the case, whether they've seen it on the news, and how they responded to a 13-page questionnaire. A 13-page questionnaire. Can somebody get us that? Lawyers started the day discussing several potential issues ahead of the trial, from description of Floyd's character to the potential for prosecutors to paint officers with the Minneapolis Police Department as being part of a conspiracy to back a fellow officer. The USA Today Network will be bringing you live coverage of the Derek Chauvin trial. Okay. And that is it. I
All
don't like
right.
the selection of juries as it's stated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. I definitely would not have had anybody from Africa on my jury. I
I
wouldn't have
know
done
that's
it.
right. 'Cause African people from those islands do not give a darn about black people. They do
They
not
really
want them.
don't. They really
Yeah.
do not. They think that we are exactly what white people paint us out to be. We're all drugs addicts, thieves, murderers, rapists. That's all the fuck we do. That's how they feel about us. It amazes me that American blacks claim this African American shit. Take your black ass to Africa and see how African you are over there. They're gonna let you know. Not at all. You don't have a fucking country. You can't go over there and claim to be African shit. You American over there. You're not African anything. So how the hell in America you claiming to be African American when you can't go to Africa and claim to be African? The fuck out of here. African American is the name white people gave you because they wanted you to feel like you came from somewhere because they stole you from your goddamn country. And then nobody asked me if I wanted to be called African American or not.
Yeah, I don't even know how that even came into play, that African American stuff. Yeah.
We don't know how any of it came into play. Because, goddamn it, we were Negroes. We went from Negroes to being colored. We went from colored to being black. We went from black to being African American. I don't know what the fuck Biden want us to be. I just don't know. And they got mad at Trump. They made jokes on every damn nighttime show. They made jokes when Trump said that he had a meeting with a group of black people. And thank you, Phoenix. Thank you so much. I am progressing. It's just a long process. They made fun and talked about Trump. At one of his rallies, he said that he had had a meeting with this group of black people. And in that meeting, he asked them, what would they rather be called, black or African American? And he said that they said black. Now, a lot of the late night talk show hosts didn't think that was an appropriate question, didn't think it was an important question for him to ask. And they made a big joke out of it. Out of all the things he could have asked, that's what you asked him? Well, motherfucker, ain't nobody else ever asked us.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important when you sitting up determining my goddamn identity. I think it's an extremely important question to ask. When you changing my damn identity all willy-nilly and shit.
Yeah.
So I was very happy that he asked the question. Because as much dumb shit as he did and said, he had that much damn sense to ask the question. Nobody else asked the damn question.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that just further solidified how very little white people or anybody that ain't our color think of us. You don't even think enough of us for us to be asked how the fuck we want to be identified. Like you fucking animals and you gonna stay fucking animals.
Yeah.
Yes, Phoenix, it was very respectful to me.
Yeah.
I thought it was very respectful. You know, so that showed me he was more in tune with black folks than people thought.
Yeah.
You know, he was more in tune with black people than people thought. Because that is a conversation between us all the time. It is a conversation that we often have as black people. I don't claim African American. I'm insulted by it.
Mm-hmm.
I am insulted by it. Because, you know, if you're just going to be technical, then every goddamn body should be called African American. Because everybody, goddamn it, originated from Africa. Every fucking body. However, you're not going to call everybody African American.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
You don't fucking tell
What do you
Italians
think about
they're
the,
African American.
What do you think about the white chicks trying to validate R. Kelly new song?
Okay, let me tell you something. First of all, whew, don't get me started on these white chicks, but I'm finna go there, okay? Yes, I said finna. That's what I said. I don't even know where to start. First of all, I just want to start by saying you got to understand one of the white chicks testified against Robert in his first trial. She sat on the stand. She said, not might be him, not it's a possibility, not it could be him, 100 motherfucking percent him, 100 fucking percent Roshana. That's what she said on the stand. Now, I want to ask R. Kelly supporters this. Seriously. And it may sound funny, and it might be funny, but I really want to ask you this question. While you all are out here jumping on their bandwagon, singing their praises, simply because their mouths are saying he's innocent, but their mouths are saying that outside a court of law where it don't matter. Don't matter. It doesn't matter what they say on fucking YouTube. It doesn't matter what they say on social media. What matters is what they say in that courtroom. So I want to know, what is it you guys are going to do if the white chicks go back to court and testify against him again? After they sat on YouTube and professed his innocence and gained the support of his fans. What are you going to do if they walk back into that courtroom in this upcoming trial and say, hey, I stand by my original testimony. That is him. That is her. What y'all going to do then? I just want to know. What's y'all plan? Y'all going to attack? Y'all going after them? You going to attack them? Like, how stupid are you going to feel? Are you even going to admit to being stupid at that point? Like, what is it going to take? I don't know. But how are you going to feel when the white chicks show up in court in this new trial and testify against them again? You're going to believe they showed them the tape on the loop again? You're going to believe they were scared? What are they scared of? They can't possibly be scared because they're out here in these YouTube streets every chance they can get. So they can't possibly be scared.
Well, I don't fool with nobody that I feel has done him wrong. So, not representing him properly, stolen from him, or anything. And then, like I said, these ladies testified, the one lady testified against him. Make that make sense? How in the hell they can come out and all of a sudden be spokeswomen for him? Lord knows, I can't understand it. I ain't trying to understand it. I was just asking the question because I could not give them when I sit back and think about it, like, you testified against him. If you were fearful for your life, you could have asked to speak to the judge in private, and you could have told them that you didn't feel comfortable. I'm not trying to hear no excuses from anybody. And I swear to God, it seems like to me, we are the most naivest people. Well, other people are naive. Long as anybody is telling people what they want to hear,
exactly,
all flocking to them. And it makes no sense to me. No,
it makes no sense to me either because, you know, like, shit, I don't know. I might give me a damn cash app and start talking shit. Pettyville says, correct me if I'm wrong, they can use the 2008 testimony against them if they change their story. Yeah, they can. They absolutely can.
So they could bring the one that said it was her and force her, subpoena her back into court, right?
Yep.
Okay. And y'all want to sit up here and believe what these women tell you.
Right.
Oh, God. Stupid.
Right.
Stupid,
right.
ignorance.
Because and here's the thing.
And
that was the 2008 trial was a state case. This is a federal case. Sit your ass up there and lie to the feds if you want to. Go ahead, please. Yeah. Sit up there and lie to the feds. They got zero issues with perjury charges. I mean, zero.
Wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable. They could bring them back to court and for them to say that this is what they said. But y'all sitting up here listening to them tell y'all to buy a song to help with his defense. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
A song put out by Jive that ain't existed in what, 10 damn years. But it's a new song. Girl, I cannot with these people. Like, what is it that you want You want something so badly from him. Listen to the damn music you know is his. You know he made. You know he released. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, listen to
Yeah.
what you know is his music. Why are you flocking to people that are telling you what you want to hear? That's what snake oil salesmen, liars, and con men do. They tell you what you want to hear. Like
Yeah.
what you think they gonna tell you? Yeah, I testified against him. I knew his ass was guilty. I was picking that girl up, dropping her mouth to him. I knew what was happening. You think they gonna say that to you? Why would they?
Yeah.
When they're
I
trying
just.
when
Yeah.
they're trying to get your support, why would they say anything to you?
Hold on for one moment. We want to welcome Phoenix Rising to
When
the
they're trying,
platform.
when they're trying to get your support, why would they say anything to you?
Hold on for one moment. We want to welcome Phoenix Rising to the platform.
When they're trying to get your support, why would they say anything to you?
Hold on for one moment. We want to welcome Phoenix Rising.
Why?
Okay, wait a minute. She left. Maybe she's gonna come back. Yeah, because like I said, I have been out of it, and this was the latest news, and I was just floored. Like they're the spokeswomen
Hello?
for Live now. I was just,
Hello?
and it's unbelievable. Like
It's telling me
they're
that
actually
I'm
they're
in the show.
spokeswomen.
Hello?
Hey, Phoenix Rising, you still here? Unbelievable.
It's telling me that I'm in the show. Hello?
Okay, you're gonna have to come, Phoenix Rising. You're gonna have to come out and come back in.
Yes. The show.
Okay, you're gonna have to come, Phoenix Rising. You're gonna have to come out and come back in.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Miss Margaret, hold on, is asking a question. If accusers are revealed and proven to be liars, are they punished or just let go because they are women? Respect my opinion. Okay. Phoenix Rising, you have to connect to the mic and you have to connect to the camera. Okay, there you go. Okay, hey, to the camera.
Okay.
Okay.
I see
All right.
myself. Let's see. Connect to the mic.
Okay, there you go. Okay, hey, to the camera. You got an echo.
Okay. I see myself. Let's see. Connect
Okay.
to the mic.
Because Miss Margaret just posted a question. You got an echo.
I see myself.
Hold on, everybody.
Connect to the mic.
Because Miss Margaret just posted a question. You got an echo.
There's nothing on here.
Hold on, everybody. There's something going on with your mic. Okay. There's Lady Alicia. Lady Alicia, Miss Margaret has a question
Okay.
that I posted up. Can you and hello Pettyville, OCOB, welcome. Can you read a question and answer a question for us?
Yes, I can. If accusers are revealed and proven to be liars, are they punished or just let go because they are women? Good question. Here's the thing. I don't really know how to answer that, Miss Margaret, because I think that you're thinking about, I think that you're referring to all the things that we heard on social media. Those aren't
But
facts,
those
Miss
girls
Margaret.
aren't.
Those are just opinions of people. You know, we've heard this and that and the other. They're tape recordings. Do we know that's the whole recording? Do we know if they've taken things out of context?
People, you know, we've heard this and that and the other. There's tape recordings. Do we know that?
Okay, Phoenix Rising, is something going on with your mic?
Yeah, I hear that. Hang on.
Hey, it's
I don't know
something
what's going on with my mic.
Okay.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay,
I think
great.
most of the girls, like is Lanita Carter? Is she in the indictment?
I don't know.
So, Geronda Pace, is she in the indictment?
I think she is. I'm not sure.
Well, somebody like Geronda Pace won't help them because she lied to be with him.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, no. Listen, you all have got to stop.
Okay, I'm just asking. You are the lawyer.
Okay, I know, and I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain.
But Geronda Pace lied to get with him. So I guess the question we're asking is, you lied, you showed the fake ID, you knew all of this knowledge to get with him. So how can Rob be held accountable and you went through all of these extremes to get with him?
I'm going to tell you why. Because her actions don't negate his. You know, you all want to look at that and you want to use it as an excuse. You can't do that. No, I'm not saying you personally or anybody personally. I'm just saying, you know, supporters in general. They want to use that as an excuse. But the things that you hear, the things that are said, the things that are going around social media, you know,
but
they're just not credible. They're not credible. You know what's credible? How old she was when it happened. That's what's credible. It doesn't matter. She said, yes, I used a fake ID to get into court. She said that. She also said, yes, I used the fake ID, but he knew how old I was. I told him my real age. So how can you accuse her of lying? How can you do that? If she said, yes, I used the fake ID, you can accept that part as the truth, but you won't accept the rest of her statement as true? She said, yes, I used the fake ID, but he knew my real age because I told him. Now, yeah, they can, well, Respect My Opinion says the defense can easily refute her testimony based upon those key factors. I mean, they can challenge her testimony as they're going to challenge all testimony, and they should. But that doesn't mean that her explanation won't be reasonable to the jurors.
Okay. Facebook user,
witnesses said, wait a minute, let me get to Miss Margaret. Miss Margaret says witnesses said they never had sex, but that Geronda had sex with Andrea. Oh, okay. Here's the thing. I don't know what witnesses said that. And that, I haven't read that in any of the court documents.
Okay.
And I don't know how a witness would know that.
Yeah.
I mean, what are people doing? Just standing around watching everybody have sex? How can you be a witness to that if you weren't a party to that?
Right. No, I just asked the question because, like I said, when you go through the case and you try to decipher, I just know she was one, like, my God, you went through all of these extremes
Right.
to get with him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they can challenge all of her testimony. They are going to challenge all the testimony.
Okay.
But just because they challenge the testimony doesn't mean it's going to give people doubt, because you have to understand her testimony is not the testimony that's going to send his ass to prison.
Right. We already know that Geronda, I mean,
You know, I don't even know.
Geronda Lanfair is testifying.
And
So-
you have to also know there are witnesses, there are victims in this case that you know nothing about.
Okay.
And that's my problem with the way that a lot of his supporters attack the witnesses that they know. There are witnesses that you know
Thank you,
nothing
Alex.
about, that were not in the documentary,
Yeah.
that have not ever been mentioned, that you don't know a damn thing about.
Okay.
So while you're trying to discredit the ones that you feel should be discredited, you don't know anything about the other ones. How they gonna discredit them? How can you discredit Rashonda?
Yeah.
How?
Just was asking the
So
question.
those 40 years stand. I don't give a damn if they throw out every other case in that indictment. Rashonda's will stand.
Okay.
You know, the testimony of all of his former employees will stand. You know, he's got bigger problems than the testimony of the women. And I think that his supporters fail to understand
That's what
that.
I'm praying for. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Respect my opinion. I've said that all the time. It only takes one juror to have doubt. You're correct. But here's the key. You know, you talk about that doubt, but you got to understand this is a RICO case. Okay? And the burden of proof for a guilty verdict under RICO is not reasonable doubt. It's preponderance of the evidence. So they don't have to prove, in order to get that conviction, they don't have to prove that Rob did these things beyond a reasonable doubt. The only thing that they have to prove is with the evidence that they've submitted, the evidence that the jury has seen, that it is most likely that Robert is the person who committed those crimes. Reasonable doubt only plays into RICO when they're bringing the charge. There's criteria to bring the charge. There's criteria that they have to charge. I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. There's criteria that the prosecution has to meet beyond a reasonable doubt in order to charge someone under the RICO Act. That's where the reasonable doubt is. But as for a conviction under RICO, it's not reasonable doubt. That's not the standard for a guilty verdict. The standard is preponderance of evidence. So half the jury can have reasonable doubt, but if they all think that all the evidence pointed to him, if they say, yeah, all the evidence points to him, but I really don't know, not good enough. If you think all the evidence points to him, he's the one.
Okay, respect my opinion. Are you saying the state case? Yeah, I think that's why the Fed stepped in, right? Because the state case is weak. I don't know. All I
I
know
don't,
is
you know what? I don't think that the state case, I think the state case will eventually be dropped. Um, that's just what I think. I could be wrong. That's usually the case when you have, especially when you have federal cases in different jurisdictions and a state case, and and they're all kind of connected. They usually drop the weaker case and go for the federal
there's
cases, but I
another
don't know.
question, and
If another person came forward with evidence of RICO activity using R. Kelly's name, what then? What do you mean? I don't understand that question. Because here's the thing. The RICO charge is because they believe he transported these women and girls through his business for the purpose to engage in illegal sexual activity. Okay? That's the reason for the RICO charge. Now, I don't see how they can say that it was anybody other than R. Kelly, because R. Kelly, they have deemed the leader of the enterprise, which is the company that he used to commit these crimes. Okay?
I don't see how they
okay.
can say.
So R. Kelly being the head of the enterprise and everything being done to benefit the enterprise, I don't see how anyone else, can come forward and say, nope, it wasn't for him, it was for me. Don't matter. Because the thing is, none of these women are saying Don Russell screwed me, Richard Arline screwed me, Mr. Williams screwed me. None of these women are saying that. All of the women are saying Robert Sylvester Kelly did this to me.
Irish Soul is asking a question. I don't know, because I really don't like to talk about the R. Kelly case anymore because, like I said, I have a lawyer on here and then respect my opinion, and they are pretty much know what's going on with this case, and I have had legal people to advise me. And then I'm just sick of all the side shenanigans that's going on. I'm sick of looking at women that testified against him now asking for money for, to buy an alleged record that he was allegedly supposed to have been released. All of these different people that have stolen from him. You know, nothing has helped his case. Nothing.
Okay. Irish Soul for Kelly asks, can your speaker explain what RICO means? RICO is it's a act. It's the Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. It was initially devised for large crime bosses, organized crime. That's what it was originally, devised for. So yeah, that's what RICO is. But it's since evolved into, they put a lot of shit under RICO. They put a lot of things under RICO. So anything that you do using your business that is, you know, corrupt, federally, illegally, that they can prove were, you know, 3 predicate acts. They can charge you for racketeering, you know, they can charge you under the RICO Act. So, you know, again, that, you know, that's what it is. So basically, the RICO Act has a lot of,
Well,
they have a lot of things that other maybe corruption charges or conspiracy charges don't have. There's a lot of punishment that falls when you're charged under the RICO Act that you don't get being charged with any other thing. And that's why RICO is really so devastating. They can take everything that he owns. You know, people are allowed to sue him civilly. You know, it's just, it's a very devastating act. And it's very devastating for anyone who's convicted, because they basically, the government is allowed, you know, if you're found guilty under RICO, the government can forfeit damn near you. Respect My Opinion says the government must prove RSK was the head of the enterprise. That can be challenged. Robert wasn't over his finances. No, again, that's just not true. Respect My Opinion. They've proven he was the head of the enterprise, which is why he is charged as the head of the enterprise. That's the thing that they must prove. One of the things that they must prove before he's charged under the RICO Act. That's already been proven. There are several witnesses. It doesn't matter, because what they're not saying that he, how can I put this? They're not saying that him being head of the enterprise, no, that's not right. Let me think of this again. They're not saying that his crimes were for financial benefit to him. That's not what they're claiming. No, that's no, Respect My Opinion. It does consist of some financial, but that is not the entire RICO case. Okay? What they are claiming is that he used his business, his organization, to commit sexual crimes against women. That's their claim to RICO. It has nothing to do with his finances. Where the finances come in at is with the cohorts, is with their activity in his illegal crimes, is where they financially benefit or benefit in any other way for participating in the crimes that benefit him and the enterprise. It's not financial. They're saying that he used his legal business to orchestrate and cover for the illegal things that he did. And those illegal things were not pursuant to finance. They were pursuant to his sexual activity. A lot of things do fall under the umbrella of the RICO Act. But that wasn't your comment. Your comment was that your understanding was that RICO was financial. And that's not, you know, that's not what they're claiming for him. They're not claiming that he had financial gain. They're saying that his illegal acts, the gain that he got was of illegal sexual activities. So, you know, his past employers, you know, they're going to paint the picture of how the enterprise was run. They're going to paint the picture to the jury of how they conducted the legal business day to day, how they transported girls, you know, what they were told, what they did, how they operated. They're going to paint the picture of how the legal organization was run. You know, respect my opinion. Again, that's your opinion. And it may be an overcharge. It may be an overcharge, but it is a RICO act, because if it weren't, they wouldn't have been able to charge him with it. You know, they have the predicate act. They have the however many acts they had to have in the amount of years that they had to have it. They have the enterprise. They have everything that they needed to meet to bring the charges under the RICO Act. They proved that beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay, here's the thing. Who is saying, I am R. Kelly? I'm R. Kelly. This is my business. This is the day of my show. R. Kelly is there for that show. R. Kelly's business is there for that show. You know, R. Kelly is at that venue. All the dates line up. Everything lines up. But yet, it ain't R. Kelly. Come on. No. I mean, anything is possible. The probability of that is 0. Because, again, I do believe these women know who R. Kelly is. Nobody is saying, you know, somebody promised me I would screw R. Kelly, but when I opened my eyes, I was screwing John Doe. Ain't nobody saying that. They're all saying it was R. Kelly. They're all saying it was R. Kelly. You know, what, you know, as I don't know if Azriel is in the case. I think she's in the case by way of her parents. I mean, you know, how could it not be him? How would the record company allow
Shalom B?
How could the record company allow an imposter to go around doing shows for R. Kelly, pretending to be R. Kelly? How would that be allowed? They don't know their artist. How would somebody get up on a stage and do a whole damn show pretending to be R. Kelly?
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing, like I said,
the government will indict a fly on the wall. You are absolutely correct. However, in order to charge someone under RICO, respect my opinion, there are requirements that you have to meet. There are things that you have to prove to the court to charge someone under the RICO Act.
So what do you think will happen to T.I. and Tiny?
I don't know anything about T.I. and Tiny's case. And, you know, and I'm going to, my original opinion, you know, I need an indictment. I need some charges. I need some people. I need the victims. I need the names of the victims. I need more than just rumors on social media.
Okay.
So until I have something, I mean, I can't, you know, I can't render an opinion because I really have nothing to go off but hearsay.
Okay.
No charges have been filed.
Right.
You know, people want to rally around R. Kelly and support R. Kelly when charges have been filed, but yet they want to condemn T.I. and Tiny when no charges have been filed. Like, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing for sure, they've canceled T.I. and Tiny as well. They'll cancel you in a minute now. So.
Well, yeah, they did. They canceled T.I. and Tiny. They did that. And they did that without any charges. And they made a statement saying, we don't even know. We heard about it like everybody else. But we're going to cancel them until we find out. Ain't that some shit? Yeah. We're going to cancel them until we find out. How about we going to keep them on until we find out? We don't know. We just heard it like everybody else. But until we find out, we're going to cancel them. Like that's, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But you know, T.I.'s a very shrewd businessman. And he makes a hell of a lot of money. And it ain't on that little show.
Okay.
So, you know, I just, all these damn alleged sexual deviants, I wouldn't be that proud to come out and say that I met somebody on social media and showed up at their house and took a goddamn pill from a fucking stranger to have sex with a man and a woman.
Yes, because B. Sparrow, are you still in the audience? Because she gave us great commentary on what's going on with T.I. and Tiny. Great commentary.
You know, again, I don't want to hear the conspiracy theories. I don't want to hear the setup theories. Yeah. I'm just so over that. It's just overdone. It's nonsensical. I just don't even want to hear it. Yeah. It just, you know, when I hear all that shit, it just says crazy to me. It really does. I think crazy, and I just dismiss every damn thing you say.
Right.
Because nobody is that goddamn important. Had you said they set up Harry and Meghan, okay, I might have went for that. But who the hell is T.I. and Tiny? Who the hell is R. Kelly? Like, what influence do they truly have on the world that anybody would conspire to remove them? I just don't understand that. I do not understand, you know, why you think that the government don't have bigger fish to fry than a damn R. Kelly. It's real motherfucking terrorists and shit out here. You know, like it's real motherfuckers out here conspiring.
I hate we didn't even got started on it. I was just making a comment asking you about why would anybody allow a lady that testified against him in his first case that said it was him, and now she's a spokesperson for him. Now that's crazy to me.
It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. It is crazy that his fans would support her. It is absolutely fucking nuts. It is insane. It is insane.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Like, where do they do that? I was a kid. I mean, they sat me and they played it on a loop. Now, I'm sorry. How do you play something on loop on a VHS tape? I want to know. We didn't have damn DVD players then. How do you play something on a loop on a VHS tape? Did it just automatically rewind and replay and automatically rewind? I need to know how that went.
Yep.
Because she said that she sat in that room for hours and watched that sex tape on a loop. And she was young, and she was scared, and she was confused. I've never been that young. I've never been that scared. I've never been that confused to sit up and say somebody did something that they didn't. Never. You know, because if you were in a room by yourself, who the fuck was you scared of? You scared of you?
Mm-hmm.
She said she was in a room by herself with nothing but the tape, and they showed it to her on a loop. And she kept repeating that loop thing like it was supposed to make a great impression. On a loop. Like, I need the white chicks to go sit down somewhere. I just need them to go sit down. Because if I see their ass at the new trial, I just want to have a ringside seat to the backlash of the R. Kelly supporters. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Miss Margaret says, what about Sony and how they would benefit?
Sony.
Oh, Sony. Okay, here's the thing, Miss Margaret. Again, bigger fish to fry. I don't. Oh, Lord. Okay. Miss Margaret, that's another conspiracy theory made up by everybody who supports Robert Kelly. What did Sony have to benefit? Sony was already benefiting. They own his music. I could see if he owned his music. But why are you trying to get somebody out of the way for something that you already have? They already have ownership of his music. And regardless of what you think and what people keep saying on the internet, they don't have to give it back. Yeah. They own it. He does not own it. Robert does not own it. Sony owns it. It is theirs to do whatever the hell they want to do with it. Now, does he have a right after 30-something odd years to file for his copyright? Yes, he does. He has that right. But that does not mean that Sony just hands that over to him. And people talk about it as if he wanted his masters back. They talk about it as if he just asked for them and Sony hands them over. That's not how that works. You know, he can negotiate for the ownership of his masters with Sony. Sony is always going to come out the winner because Sony has what he wants. He doesn't have what Sony wants. Sony already has ownership of his masters. And they're not just going to hand them over because he asked for them. They're going to make him pay for them. They're going to make him give them more music for them. It could take him another 15, 20, 25 years to get his masters back from Sony. All the while, Sony is benefiting. So why would Sony want him out of the way? It's like saying, I have $1 million. I gave you the $1 million. Now I want the $1 million back. So you're going to get rid of me so you can have $1 million. You already got it. Why do you need to get rid of me? You don't have to give me back the $1 million. I gave it to you. I said, here it is. This is your $1 million Just let me, I don't know, use your garage or whatever the case is. You have the $1 million. It is yours. I've given it to you. I've signed a contract that says it is yours. You have signed a contract with me that says I own it. Now, in what world do I just ask you for that back and I have to give it to you? I don't.
I don't listen.
It took Prince 19 years to get ownership of his master. 19. They just sold all of Taylor Swift's music. They sold all of her masters. They did not even give her her shit back. You know why? Because they own it and they can do that. They do not have to allow him to buy back his masters.
Okay. Read the comments. Okay.
What do you mean by support? The comment was, does the speaker, and my name is Lady of Leisure, does the speaker support R. Kelly? What do you mean by support?
The speaker is on here to give legal input. I guess.
What do you mean? What, Iris Soul Kelly, what do you mean by support? To be fair, as an R. Kelly supporter, he was too talented for Sony. Really? Okay, name me a record company that was better or bigger. Okay. Iris Soul for Kelly says, to be fair, as an R. Kelly supporter, he was too talented for Sony. R. Kelly wanted to be a scientist in music. Sony told him, no, you are an R&B star. Well, again, when people are trying to make money and trying to get record deals, that's all they see. Because like every other artist, he had the option of turning it down. Because if he were that talented, he could have gone anywhere. It didn't have to be Sony. But again, Sony was the biggest and best there was. So where else would he go?
Yeah.
I have to mute my mic for a moment, guys.
Okay. Most entertainment companies will drop a client due to liability issues. That's true. Does RSK owe Sony money? Yes, he does. And actually, he's still with Sony.
Sorry about that, guys.
The allegations against him resulted in Sony dropping him. Yeah. You're missing right point, Iris for soul. And then Sony is nothing to do with science and music. Like I said, I really don't like discussing the case anymore. I stand by Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly. I did file lawsuit for, and then I was advised to drop them. Huh? Hold on. Huh? What's going on?
Well, if that's so, Iris Soul for Kelly says Sony It's nothing to do with science and music. Okay, so why would Robert sign with them? If they had nothing to do with what he wanted to do, why would he sign with them? Why didn't he go somewhere that specialized in what he wanted to do? Respect My Opinion says, allegedly, Robert refused to listen to his counsel at the time. They advised him to get rid of the 2 girls, and he didn't listen. Remember, Robert Kelly has a right to change his mind and develop his talent further. He would only know this midlife. Sony did not have the expertise in this. Okay, Iris Fasol. None of this has anything to do with his case, but okay. I admit, I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that what you want? You got it. I have no idea what you're talking about. It's been said that Robert refused to listen to most people. Respect My Opinion says Robert refused to listen to his counsel, allegedly. At the time, they advised him to get rid of the 2 girls, and he didn't listen. And that has been said a lot. A lot of people have said that he didn't listen.
And if you knew him personally,
a good attorney will tell you to clean house. Just like a good attorney would have told you not to do that damn interview.
Yeah.
It's a liquidation sale. Everything must go. Everybody must go.
Yeah.
If your mama said some crazy shit, sorry, son, we got to cut mama out for a minute. Irish, I just really want to get away from the Sony deal. Again, I think it's a conspiracy theory. I don't believe it. I'm never going to believe it. I don't care what you say. I don't care, how many analogies you give me. I just think it's crazy. Okay?
Yeah, me myself, the Rob that I know is not a monster. And I'm speaking by the person that I know. But like I said, I'm not gonna, I was not there. And that's all I'm gonna say. I support him no matter what. So, yeah. I support him no matter what. Yeah. All of the side stuff has gotten to be too much for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really should be too much for everybody because it's a lot.
Too much for everybody.
It is circus so late at its finest.
I consult with real lawyers. I have asked
Irish, hold on, wait, hang on a second. Let me respond to Irish. Iris asked me, why am I getting upset with her? Irish, I don't know you, sweetie. I'm not upset with you. I don't know why you people think that you're so important as a stranger that you can upset me. Okay? I'm going to say this again. I say this all the time. Your name ain't on my deeds, my marriage certificate,
nobody is
my birth certificate, the birth certificate of my children, my bank statement. You can't upset me. You really can't. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you can't upset me. I'm definitely not going to be upset with you over an opinion over a man that neither of us know. Okay?
Yeah. And Irish for soul. Why do you have to leave? What is crazy? We're telling you Stoney has nothing to do with the case.
I think that, and this is just my opinion. I think Irish is pissed off because she asked me, or he, or I don't know if it's a man or a woman.
I ain't talking about
because they asked me if I was a supporter of R. Kelly.
I have not been talking about it. I was just talking about the lady that testified against him, that they made the spokesperson on buying you. A woman that testified for him. That's all I said. Because all of this stuff, like I said, we respect everybody's opinion over here. Um, but Sony has nothing to do with the case from what my legal team. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, Sony isn't in any
Yeah.
of the indictments. They aren't in any other
Yeah.
documents. So Sony has nothing to do with the case.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know why.
Phoenix Rising, read her comment. Yeah.
Phoenix says this is a cut and dry case where these ladies underage, okay, if and when he was involved with them. Did he have them transported across state line? Exactly. Pretty much. It ain't exactly that cut and dry, but pretty much, you know, because again, Rico, you know, did he transport these women across state lines underage for the purpose of sex?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if somebody showed up 5 years prior with a fake ID. Don't matter. And this is what we can't seem to get across to people. You want to think that because people have discrepancies in their stories or people said this and that it somehow is going to negate him from facing the charges, when you have to understand the person that you may be discussing are not the ones that are going to get him convicted. There are other people in this case. There are other charges in this case.
You got, like
exactly,
I said,
Pettyville. People want to talk about everything else besides what's in the paperwork. Well, yeah. Pettyville, you know the paperwork is false.
Yeah.
You know, they can put anything in the paperwork according to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, you know, it's sad that we can't discuss the case without all of the foolishness. It really is sad, because we should be able to discuss R. Kelly's case just like we discuss George Floyd's case or anybody else's case.
Yeah. Irish Patrol, you're right.
I want to explain, April, I didn't come here to other than listen and support your channel. The lady is wrong. I'm sorry. Who does she think she's speaking to? She don't even know me. Girl, bye. Please get off the screen, because I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Now, if you got in your feelings, that's on you.
Yeah.
This is what you receive for supporting your channel. I don't know what you received, Irish. And you know what? If what I said ruined your mood, it wasn't that good in the first place. I'm not a blogger, sweetheart. I am not a blogger. I'm not a blogger. You know, and if me saying what I said upset you, that was not my intention, but I am unapologetic. Know that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I may be wrong to you. That's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't like talking about the case. I don't like talking about the case, period. Because I'm done with all the conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I'm done with it all. I know what my lawyers. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Phoenix Rising says the prosecution can legally overcharge, embellish, and outright lie to produce a case. I'm not saying charges aren't true. I'm speaking on tactics.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But, you know, the thing is, when you have to prove
He has 29 charges.
When you have to prove certain criteria to bring a charge, you can't lie about that proof. You got to have it. You got to have that proof. So in order for them to charge him under RICO, they had to have Aaliyah. They had to have that marriage to Aaliyah. The marriage to Aaliyah was the predicate act. They had to have that. They had to have an underage girl that he crossed over state lines. They had to have that. You know, there's evidence that they had to have. They couldn't lie about that. They couldn't embellish it. They had to have it. They had to prove it. Miss Margaret says, if they transport themselves to follow him, is he considered responsible?
Well, allegedly, Miss Margaret, they had a bus for the girls.
Well, Miss Margaret, yeah, they did check all of that. They have all of that, Miss Margaret. They have the travel arrangements that were made, who they were made by, all of the correspondence between Robert's people, the people who made the travel arrangements, between the girls, the people who set up their hotels. They have all of that, Miss Margaret. So, it's very hard for you to just show up and get a room in the same room with R. Kelly's people. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Irish, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I don't have an attitude. This is my demeanor. If you don't like my demeanor, I don't know what to tell you. My attitude was wrong, and pulling you up, that's all. What? Girl.
No, I'm the one that's putting the comments up. I put everybody's comments up. But again, like I said, I don't like talking about the R. Kelly case anymore, because here again, there can be no, everybody wants to bring Sony. They want to talk about Andrea. They want to talk about everything other than
the case itself.
The indictment.
Exactly.
We have 29 charges. So if you guys want to, if you want to start talking about each charge, I guess I would have to find those indictments and talk. Well, I really don't want to talk about him, because I don't know of any way that I can help him.
And I think that should be the goal of his supporters, is to help him. And you're not helping him with conspiracy theories.
That I can help him get any of his charges dropped, other than getting out there marching, saying I support him. I'm walking in the name of love for him, to show him that no matter what, I still stand by him. But that's all I can do. I can't get his 29 charges dropped. I tried what I thought from one way, but that's over and done with. And so, and I don't need people to get that twisted either with their line butt.
Okay.
You don't even know the facts of when I filed lawsuits, and you're speaking on me.
That's correct. Respect my opinion.
Facts. So that's why I do not bother myself. I'm a 58 grown woman that know lawyers and judges that have advised me, and I don't have time from petty people on YouTube that don't have law degrees nor paralegal certificates to tell me anything about this case. I was advised by a great legal team from both sides. And nobody took the harassment that I took, the threats, the lawsuits, and everything else, or what I could possibly be charged with. So, on that note, anybody that has anything to say about me filing those lawsuits and have not talked to me, you can kiss my black ass, and you mean shit to me.
Oh, okay. Respect my opinion. So talking about
part of your commentary, because I don't discuss my business with everybody. I love Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly, no matter what. We know him personally. Yes, I know him personally.
and she's standing by him regardless.
And I'm standing by him.
She's standing by him.
I'm not
That's
going
her
to
right.
argue with people. You know, so y'all can, you know, they can do all of that back and forth. I'm not going to do it. Yeah.
Respect my opinion. Say talking about this case too toxic.
It is.
You know, it really is, because it brings the toxicity out of people.
Yeah.
And because they can't stick to the facts of the case.
Yeah.
If you just stick to the facts of the case, you'd be all right. You know, people are all in their feelings. Like, oh my goodness, really?
Yeah.
I look, moving right along.
And you know, it's so many rumors, like the Sony conspiracy theory, the Barry Hankerson, all of that.
Yeah, all of that. You know, the fake marriage certificate. The parents sold them. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And you know, especially when you say things like the parents sold them. Okay, so if the parents sold them, that means he bought them, right?
Well, that's what he said on Gail King.
Girl, if you don't stop, girl, please. That I turned the TV off. Because you know I watch TV anyway, but when he said that, I'm like, where in the fuck is his legal team? Yeah. So by you saying that the parents sold them and implying that he bought them, you're essentially agreeing that he committed a crime. So what is it that don't like to hear the truth? Yes, respect my opinion. Yes, okay. They don't want it. You know, I told you, truth is subject to what you believe. They don't want to hear the facts. Yeah. They don't want to hear the facts. You know, they want to believe that everybody's lying. They've got over 50 goddamn witnesses. Everybody lying, all 50 of them. The witnesses lying, the victims lying, the prosecution lying, everybody lying. I mean, do you know how ridiculous that sounds? You have 100 people in a case, and each and every damn last one of them is lying? Like, why? What do they get out of lying? What do they get? Where's the fucking prize? Because I can assure you, nobody really wants to be associated with this case.
Girl, ain't that the truth?
Nobody wants to be associated with this case. So why are dozens and dozens of people signing up to lie? Why?
Yeah, those people have been threatened.
Yeah, who threatened them?
Yeah. People have been threatened. I mean, it's crazy. I
Phoenix
can't
Rising says,
explain to people what I went through. So,
I mean,
what I went through, and I'm not even a witness in the case.
right. Phoenix
So
Rising
I
says,
can only imagine. I had everybody and their mama calling me, threatening me, trying to get up in this building and everything. So there's nothing nobody can say to me about how I feel about this man. And you're not going to be changing my words to fit your platform. I see everything for what it is. As I say, I support him no matter what.
Phoenix Rising says,
anybody about anything.
Phoenix Rising says, the problem with, can you put that in?
Okay.
Oh, respect my opinion, cut it out. Phoenix Rising says, the problem with this case is that the jurors will be oversaturated with all these charges, and they will respond based on simple facts and feelings.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That is something that I definitely have to take into consideration. Yeah.
Cash out. Yeah.
Respect my opinion.
Yeah. I don't have a cash app on here.
They all in it for cash out. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a little bit. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. They know, they keep telling you all. They keep telling R. Kelly supporters there's a way for him to come home, before he's getting out on ball. He coming home, y'all. He got it this time. They done said that a million damn times. He ain't got it yet. Now, since we absolutely know there is no way he's going to get bond, now it's a conspiracy. Everybody's lying. Oh, there's new stuff coming. Oh, he's going to be home. Oh, the charges are going to be dropped. Like, really? They say all of that to keep his supporters interested so that they can keep supporting their channels and sending them cash apps and listening to their content and them getting monetized by YouTube.
Woman that testified against him tell you to go buy a record. How crazy can you be?
Right. I testify. I sat on the witness stand and said, yep, that's him in the sex tape. Yep, that's a 14-year-old underage girl in the sex tape. Yes, it is him. She said that. She didn't say it looked like him. It could be him. She said it is him 100%.
I don't fool with enemies of his.
Now she's saying, go buy Robert's record.
Enemies of Robert Sylvester Kelly. No enemies of his, which includes people that have testified against him. I don't fool with them. Why would I fool with you?
It's
Why
just
would
crazy.
I fool with people with all of these conspiracy theories?
And it's sad because you can tell how desperate they are.
I'm gonna be out there walking for him. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not getting ready to argue with people no more. Yeah.
It is. It's ridiculous to argue.
Yeah.
But
most of the people that they're doing commentary on, they're not even in the indictment.
Right.
Yeah.
Phoenix Rising says if they win in the first case, that goes to trial with, say, a 30-year sentence. They may decide to null process and condense the remaining charges. They may.
Yeah. Yes, respect my opinion. I don't fool with them people. They all, none of them. I'll be at a match, protesting, walking for him, stepping in the name of love, and it do cost money for these marches. If you have nice signs, bullhorns and stuff, I'll be there with my signs that I ordered, and I'm gonna be out there because I'm gonna always show love for him. Now, what they doing? I don't know any of that other stuff, and I really don't care. I go to a protest for him. What I do after a protest is my business. Yeah.
Miss Margaret says money at the end of the rainbow. That's why they lie, money. Aren't the accusers in line? Lizette, Ketty, all the others. I wasn't speaking about the accusers. I was speaking about all the other witnesses. Because the government may or may not allow them, the witnesses, some money. They may or may not. Because if he loses, all the money goes to the government. They've already filed for it. It's automatic when you lose a RICO case. Everything he owns goes to the government. Now, if the government has everything that he owns, who are they suing? If he has nothing, who can they sue? If everything he owns is forfeited to the federal government, then they ain't got nobody to sue because he has nothing. But I do agree with you, Miss Margaret. A lot of them do want money. I cannot deny that. Yeah. But I wasn't speaking about the victims. I was speaking about the witnesses, the employees who are testifying. And it's not just his employees. You have to understand there are they're hotel workers. They're hotels. They're what do you call them? The airport people. There are other people than his employees, because you say all of his employees are disgruntled. Okay. I don't know why they would wait 20, 30 years to be disgruntled, but okay. Phoenix says, what happens when a defendant is convicted and goes back on appeal and is asked, why did you plead guilty? And he says, because I was scared and threatened. Well, that's not okay. That's not being convicted. It is a conviction because you pled guilty. But you pled guilty. You didn't get convicted by a jury or your peers. You said, I'm scared. I'm going to take this time. Here it is. Okay? And that's a case-by-case basis. It really depends. It just really does depend. Because, that does happen. There are cases where people plead guilty and, they'll reverse, they'll reverse that decision. It happens. And it's, again, it's a case-by-case basis. It really does depend.
Yeah.
And that's why nobody should plead guilty. Nobody should plead guilty unless they are standing there with clear ass video that you cannot dispute in no shape, form, or fashion. Unless they show you that, unless they lay out every piece of evidence they have on you, you should never plead guilty. Because when you plead guilty, you don't get to see the evidence. They could very well be lying. They could very well be lying about the evidence that they have, because the only person that they've told they've had that evidence is you. So you should never plead guilty unless you know for a fact there's no way you can beat that case. You always plead not guilty just so you can get the discovery, so you can get the evidence that they have against you. Then you can make a decision. Because without the evidence, any decision you make is uninformed. Because you don't know that the prosecution has what they say they have. You don't know that until they turn over discovery. But they can come in and say, we got this, we got that, we got the other. And you're going to go, you're going to get this amount of time and we're charging with that. You don't know that they have that. You can always change your plea.
Read her statement because she's back talking about.
Okay, now apply that same scenario to the twin who believed or was told she would go to jail.
Hello.
Hey, you. Might she say it was him, then come back and say they terrorized her, then comes back and changes her statement? Phoenix, that sounds so crazy to me. I got to read that again. Listen, I don't know that there was a reason for them to tell the white chicks that they would go to jail if they didn't testify. They can come back and they can say that. But what they would have to tell us is what they were going to jail for. What were their pending charges?
Because from what I hear, some of the girls are saying that they transported them around.
Exactly. The white chick says they picked them up from school. They brought them to the studio. They did homework with them. They took them to Walgreens. They took them shopping. They took them to his Olympia Fields home. He was like a father. They never saw anything inappropriate.
Okay.
This is just your stool softener.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Okay, dear.
There's a grown-ass man with a 13-year-old, and you don't think it's anything inappropriate? He ain't related. He ain't a father, a brother, and you don't think it's anything appropriate?
Is this what you're trying to say, Phoenix?
Phoenix says, what happens when a defendant is convicted and goes back on an appeal and says, is asked, why did you plead guilty? And he says, because I was scared and threatened. I don't know what happened, Phoenix. It really does depend on the case and the circumstances. Well, who threatened you? How were you threatened? The appeal could be granted. It could be denied. It really does depend.
Hey, let me call you right back. I'm doing my show. All right. Yeah.
Because again, even though a guilty plea is a conviction, you didn't really get convicted by a jury or a judge. You pled guilty. And yeah, you can withdraw your guilty plea.
Yeah. And I could personally care less about any of these other people. The only person that I care about is Rob. Yeah.
Miss Margaret, Rashana was 13. Rashana says in her statement, in her testimony on record, that she was 13 when she had sex with Robert. She also says that he had sex with some of her 12 and 13-year-old friends. Again, there are 12 and 13-year-olds in the case that you've never heard about. If you read the documents, it's there. There are girls in the case that you don't know about. There are girls in the case that were not on Lifetime. And that's why I say it's dangerous for them to always speak to the girls that they know about, because there's so many that they don't know about. You know, there are hours, hundreds of hours of child pornography that they retrieved from the search warrant from his storage, where they're still trying to identify victims, still trying to identify the children in these tapes. That's in the documents. You know, it's, yeah, because Rashana, at the time, the tape that's in question, or the tapes that are in question, at the time they were made, Rashana was 14 at the time that the tapes were made. But Rashana said that they started having sex when she was 13. She also says that he had sex with some of her friends from school in 7th grade. Now, I don't know how old 7th graders are, but I can pretty much bet they're not of legal age of consent. You know, a 7th grader, an 8th grader.
In the indictment, Phoenix Rising, Shonda Lansbury.
Phoenix, you can read part of her statement in the documents.
You can get you a Pacer account.
You can read them in the court documents. It's all in the court documents, what she stated, what her parents have stated, what other witnesses that support her account of events have stated. It's all in the documents. That's why I'm saying people need to read the documents.
Her parents, and she gave them tapes.
I don't know. I know that in the very first trial, her father said it was not her. I know that her mother said in a phone conversation that it was not her. But her father actually viewed the tape and said it was not her.
Now, what will they do to them since they lied?
Well, they're not going to do anything to them. I mean, because that was a state case. This is a federal case. They're not going to do anything to them because, according to them, they lie for the safety of their child. According to them.
Yeah.
Miss Margaret, you know, people can believe whatever they want to believe. I can't say what people should believe or shouldn't believe. Yes, Miss Margaret, her parents knew all of that. Yes. Rashana's parents knew. Yes, they did. They knew, according to their statement. I'm only saying what's in their statement in the court records. They stated that he threatened them, that he told them he was having a relationship with their daughter, that he told them that if they testified, if they told the courts or prosecution what they knew, they would never see their child again. It is also stated that he held her for 2 or 3 years in a garage at his home. That's where she lived. That's where he kept her until after the trial. Because, you know, his trial didn't happen for years. Yeah, so I don't know. You know, you have to look at it from the prosecution's point of view, because I'm going to tell you something. If somebody told me I got your daughter, and if you tell them I did this, she dead, and I can't get her, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go there and I'm going to say whatever the hell you want me to say until I get my child back. And I think that's what a lot of parents would do. I'm not going to say all of them, because you have some people that think, oh, they just bluffing. Oh, they so-and-so, they ain't going to do that. But I think like this. If you have my child and you got the nerve to tell me what you've done to her, then I got to believe that you'll do whatever you say you're going to do. That's just me. So, yeah, if you have my child and I can't talk to her and I can't see her and I don't know her well-being, and the only conversation that I have with her is her telling me, please do what he say. You know, I'm scared. Please do what he say. Then hell yeah, I'm going to do what he say. I'm going to sit in court. I'm going to say, nope, what ain't her. I'm going to watch that tape like a trooper. Nope, it ain't her. And then I'm going to get my kid. And so, you know, I can't tell someone else what to believe.
I don't believe it, but I wasn't there, so I can't speak on anything. Like I said, I'm supporting him no matter what.
Right.
Here, I don't know nothing about none of this stuff these people are saying. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't there either. I'm only telling you what's in the documents. I'm only telling you people's statements. There is I think it's an engineer. Don't quote me on that. But there is a gentleman who worked there at the time that Rashana was held in the garage for years. And he said that you were not allowed to speak to her, to go to the garage, to give her anything, to do anything. And he said that on her 21st birthday, he just thought it was inhumane that she had been there all that time. He said that he bought her a birthday cake and snuck it to her in the garage on her 21st birthday. Now, I don't know why he would have to lie. And these are the people that I'm speaking of. Why would these people tell these lies? Why would hotel workers tell these lies?
Yeah.
You know, why would the airlines tell these lies? Like, why?
Yeah.
You know, I can see where you think the girls will be lying. I can see that. But why would all of these other people who have nothing to benefit, nothing, who have really been subpoenaed and forced to, hey, give up your records, you know, give up your videotapes. This isn't just these girls' word against his. It's not just that. You know, do you know they have videotapes of him in hotels, videotapes of these girls being in rooms, videotapes of him going to their rooms, videotapes of him coming from his room, putting on his damn pants in the hallway? Videotapes from the hotels. Security footage from the hotels. Hotel personnel identifying who was in the rooms when they came.
I don't want to hear all of this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't
just
want to hear
saying
that.
there is
Yeah,
a lot more to it than
yeah,
what these girls are saying.
yeah.
It's not just their testimony. It's not just what they're saying. You know, things have to be corroborated.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so much discrepancy in a lot of things that many of them have said. You think the federal government is just going to go to court with their word? No, they're not. Federal government go to court to win. That's their sole purpose, to win, which is why they have a 97% conviction rate. And no, it is not because they get people to plead guilty. No, it's not. That's another fantasy. That's another rumor that many people believe. But the fact of the matter is, in many cases, as in R. Kelly's case, a lot of federal cases, you can't offer a plea deal because they come with mandatory sentences. And you can't offer a plea deal on anything that has a mandatory sentence.
Yeah,
So,
you what?
the idea that the government gets you to plead is why they have such a high conviction rate. It's just not true.
I love him no matter what. He was good to our family. You know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was, trust me, I was very overwhelmed. I was very shocked, but I said so. You know, I had this person coming at me, these people coming at me, and I was like, so. I'm still sticking and staying by him. So, like I said, you know, they can, you know, but you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Miss Margaret, if you go to Pacer and you read all of the Pacer, all of the court documents and stuff, it's all on there. Yeah, it's all on there. And what people have to do is just, you know, I love him no matter what. I'm sticking by him. I'm not in love with him. We love him as a family friend. Yeah. But it's too crazy, all of the side stuff that's going on. That's why I don't even like to talk about it anymore. And then, you know, yeah, Miss Margaret, you will see that on Pacer. All of that stuff will be on there. Yeah. And so I had people advise me all I've ever wanted to do was try to help him with his 29 charges. And like I said, I will be protesting next week, March 19th and 20th. I'm stepping in the name of love for Robert Sylvester Kelly, a.k.a. Kelly, and I love him no matter what. I just ask everybody to still join me. Yeah. Yep. And yeah. And so that's all I can say at this time. But I'm going to end the show because I don't really like to talk about it that much. Everybody can do whatever they want to do. At this point, I don't care. People are grown, you know. They're going to do whatever they want to anyway. We're going to have a nice protest next week. We're going to be stepping in the name of love. What people do after the protest is their business. They are grown folks. You know, Stop trying to make the R. Kelly supporters look bad. Even the supporters, let people just do them, leave them alone. And then people can also, yeah. Yes, Sonny B, I don't go to anybody's channel anymore. I went into Beautiful and Queen because they were having prayer service for him. I went into 312, to tell everybody I'll see them next week at the protest, because all of this stuff that they're doing, it's nothing is helping his case. So if we can just show him that people love him no matter what, yeah, that's all I'm going to do. That's all I've ever tried to do. And so we will be on Friday, or maybe tomorrow, because we're behind a few days. And then, like I say, I got people right now, they're saying they're upset with me because, I'm allowing somebody to disrespect them. All of the Sony stuff is crazy. Just look at the case, all of the conspiracy theories, and like I said, it doesn't matter to me. I hate we even got on this subject, but I was just telling people how I think it's crazy that people can sit up and listen to a person that said this was this man in a court of law. They're posting people's information. Like I said, they can post my information. I'm 58. I'll be 59 this year. I don't care what nobody thinks about me. The newspaper didn't publish it. They didn't care. They were only concerned about airing a story on me, and that was to try to help my family friend, Robert Sylvester Kelly. Due to threats, due to other things, is why the lawsuits were dropped. Not because we could not prove $1 million, nothing like that. And so, like I said, people are very ignorant. Yeah. And so I'm only concerned about me and my few people that I talk to about this. And our concern is Robert Sylvester Kelly, and we're going to support any marches and rallies that they have. We're not going to hang with you people, because you people, y'all too much. You go somewhere with these folks. I never hung with them anyway. Yeah. But all of this bickering back and forth does nobody any good. Everybody have an awesome night. R. Kelly is my hero. He will always be my hero. Stop listening to other people. People get a Pacer account. If you love and support him, that's fine. If you don't, I respect you too. Love you all. Be blessed. Have a good night.